All right, today we are jumping right into something so important, antenatal care. Think of it as the journey during pregnancy that literally builds the foundation for a healthy new life. So let's get into it. Okay, it all kicks off with this number, 1,000. We're talking about the first 1,000 days of life. That's from conception all the way to a child's second birthday. Experts call this a critical window for a reason. Seriously, what happens in this timeframe can shape their entire future. So what makes this window so critical? Well, it's because this is when a fetus is at its most vulnerable. And that vulnerability is at its peak during the first trimester, which, is often before pregnancy is even confirmed. That's exactly why getting care early, even before pregnancy, is just absolutely essential. So you've really got two sides of the same coin here. On the one hand, if a mother's nutrition is poor, it can have lifelong consequences for her child. We're talking low birth weight, higher risk for diseases down the road. But on the flip side, good maternal health is actually a powerful sign of a strong, healthy healthcare system for the entire community. I mean, the stakes really couldn't be higher. So what's the end goal of antenatal care? What's it really trying to do? Well, you can think of it like this amazing, multi-layered support system. It all starts with you, figuring out your unique needs and promoting healthy habits. Then it acts like a safety net, catching any potential issues early on to make sure you're prepared for a healthy birth. And if you zoom out, the biggest goal of all is to help reduce health inequalities across the board. Okay, so how does all of this actually come together in practice? Well, antenatal care is all about creating a personalized blueprint for your healthy pregnancy. And it all begins with a really systematic way of getting to know you. This blueprint gets built in 4 main steps. First up, it's all about having a good conversation, what's called history taking. This is where your care team gets to understand your unique background and story. Next, there's a thorough physical exam to get a clear picture of your health. After that, a nutritional assessment helps create the perfect healthy eating plan. And finally, screening is all about proactively looking for any potential risks to catch them as early as humanly possible. Nutrition is so incredibly important. We've got to take a closer look. First, folic acid. This one is a total non-negotiable. It's key for preventing serious neural tube defects. Then you've got vitamin A. Now, it's important, but this is a case where too much of a good thing is a bad thing. Getting excess vitamin A, especially from supplements or liver, can actually be harmful. And last but not least, caffeine. The advice here is pretty clear. Limit your intake because too much can contribute to a low birth weight. When it comes right down to it, the foundation for a healthy pregnancy is just a really well-balanced, varied diet. We're talking about hitting those 5 portions of fruits and vegetables every day and making sure you're eating from all the major food groups. It might sound simple, but believe me, it is incredibly powerful.
But of course, even with the absolute best blueprint in hand, any journey can have a few bumps in the road, right? So let's talk about how antenatal care helps you navigate some of the more common health issues that can pop up during pregnancy.
Yeah, one of the most common ones you hear about is gestational diabetes, or GDM for short. Basically, it's a type of diabetes that can show up during pregnancy, even in women who've never had diabetes before. But here's the good news. With the right support, it's absolutely manageable. So why is this such a big topic of conversation? Well, get this. The number of cases of GDM has jumped by 30% in just the last decade. A spike like that is precisely why screening for it has become such a standard, crucial part of antenatal care today. Okay, so when a common issue like GDM does come up, what's the game plan? What can you actually do about it? For GDM, the approach is really practical and hands-on. It usually means getting a referral to a dietitian, focusing on low glycemic carbs, the ones that release sugar into your bloodstream more slowly, and adding in some regular, gentle exercise, like taking a nice walk after meals. Another super common one, constipation. It actually affects up to 40% of pregnant women. But thankfully, the first line of defense is usually pretty simple stuff. Just upping your intake of fresh fruits, veggies, and of course, lots of water. And then there's heartburn. Oh boy. Up to half of all pregnant women deal with this, especially in that 3rd trimester. And this is really a perfect example of why that personalized blueprint is so important. Your care team knows you, and they're going to be the best people to give you advice on how to manage it. All right, let's zoom out for a second and look at the big picture, because amazing antenatal care doesn't just happen in a vacuum, right? It really relies on a whole system of integrated support, all designed to build a healthier future for absolutely everyone. The key thing to remember is that you are not on this journey alone. Not at all. You've got a whole collaborative team in your corner. We're talking about your doctors, dietitians, nurses and midwives, public health folks, and even community health workers. They're all working together to make sure your care is connected and centered around you. And all this support is part of what's called the continuum of care. It's such a powerful idea because it means there are no gaps. The support starts even before conception, goes all through pregnancy and birth, and then extends right through that critical 1,000-day window we talked about. It's all about ensuring a consistent, healthy start to life. All of this work, this whole system, it's built on a really powerful and fundamental idea. It's the belief that good health isn't something that's just for a lucky few. It's based on the principle that health is an entitlement, not a privilege. And that leaves us with one final, really crucial question. We have the blueprint. We know what it takes to give every child the healthiest possible start in life. So the big challenge that we're all still working on is, how do we make sure that absolutely everyone has access to it?